Hello, everyone.
Hello. This is Adam McKay.
And this is Will Ferrell.
And you are watching the commentary
The
track.
DVD commentary.
You've gone deep. You said, I saw the movie.
Right.
Now I want to watch the commentary. There's probably about 0.1% of the population has done what you've just done.
And here we are. We're going to talk about the movie, our experiences. A lot happened during production.
A lot. It was an ambitious movie. People know that we...
A lot of naysayers.
A lot of naysayers. I always love when guys win the Super Bowl and then they say, like, the best team in the league wins the Super Bowl, and they say, a lot of people said we couldn't do it.
Right, and they
But
point
we
to their
showed 'em.
chest.
Yeah. Like, no one
And
said
we
you
were
can't
we
do
were
it.
doing that every day.
Every day
We
getting
were
ourselves
pounding our
jacked.
chest going,
This is Bill Curtis,
we got heart.
our narrator. Bill Curtis has that deep, kind of powerful voice, but he doesn't look like you think he would look.
I just need to point out something. That's me swimming against a 30-mile-an-hour current.
That's actually true. And, by the way, we later found out the bay we shot it in was shark-infested.
Yeah.
For real.
So
Yeah, that happened.
those type of sacrifices were being made day in and day out.
Yeah, remember after we did it, they said,
Those are two assholes, by the way.
total a-holes.
Those are two jerks.
That, of course, is Drake, who apparently was a big fan of the first one. Very happy to be there. Very nice guy. I got nothing juicy to say about Drake.
No. Great guy.
It was a time before cell phones and steroids. And for Ron and his now wife, Veronica, life was good.
So we're going to periodically bring in cast members, producers into the commentary here. And I thought we'd start by bringing Mr. Paul Rudd in,
Hi.
who, of course, plays the role of Brian Fantana. How are you, Mr. Rudd?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be commenting on this track. And it feels good. It feels right. It's great to see you again. And it's fun to watch the movie for the first time.
And Paul, you brought your own handheld mic, didn't you?
Yes. I don't
You're
go...
very particular about your personal audio.
I know my own levels.
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of playing around with levels ever since Clueless.
Okay.
Huh.
And
Right.
You did sound great in that.
Oh, thanks a lot. Well, that was, I was just starting off, but that was when I learned all about Dolby and surround sound.
Every dollar you made from Clueless went into a soundboard that you bought for your house.
Yeah, it's I mean, the only drag about it is that no matter where I go, I always have to check luggage.
Yeah.
There's
but-
to get a really good soundboard,
But
you
it'll
can't
drive
carry
you.
on.
It'll drive you nuts if your audio isn't the way you like it.
It's worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth checking
Yeah.
your luggage.
God, there's some serious feedback on your mic, though, Paul. I should say that. I don't know what
You're
the
sounding
problem
very
is.
fuzzy, just so
Yeah.
you know.
Is that a Radio Shack? Is that what that says on that mic?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I had to bring the backup system.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure out these levels. And I got this whole kit for about $30.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I mean, it doesn't sound good, but then for $30, it actually sounds better than you think it's going to
Yeah.
sound.
That's clearly Radio Shack on there. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I didn't actually get it at Radio Shack. I got it from a guy.
Oh, is that a sticker you got from the Radio Shack that you put on the side of the mic?
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that actually says Kenner underneath it. That's a toy company.
Yeah.
That's an old toy company.
Is that? Oh, yeah. That
You
is.
sound horrible. Will's being kind of nice. I don't
Kenner,
know.
are you sure it's a door?
I didn't want to say anything.
It really sounds bad. It sounds like you're underwater talking to a walkie-talkie. But welcome.
Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. You know what? I'm going to see to this. I'm going to see to this system. This isn't.
All right, let's fix that if we can, because, boy, that is bad.
No.
Let's bring in...
No.
Oh, geez.
I thought maybe if I kicked it.
Let's bring in Mr. Steve Carell.
Steve Carell, everyone,
Hi.
joining us.
Hi.
Steve, thank you for
Making-
sitting in with us today.
Making the flight. You were out of the country, weren't you?
I was out of the country. I was in
Yeah.
a different country than this one, and I flew in for this.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
You just are constantly traveling, right? You don't actually have a home.
I like to travel, usually not work related, but I like to go around and I like to see the sights.
Yeah.
I like to have adventures.
You have a Sandals Platinum card, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Double platinum.
Good for you, man. I like when people live life the way they want to live it.
You know what? And I like to pack light.
Yeah. You're the opposite of Rudd.
Well, Paul has steamer trunks and servants that carry steamer trunks for him.
It's like Downton Abbey every time he goes to the store, basically.
Yeah.
I like to travel like John Jacob Astor traveled.
And we all know what happened to him.
I just would like to interject and say that I actually met Harrison Ford for the first time at a Sandals resort. So it's ironic that you
He
brought up
does,
the
isn't he
Sandals.
the voice of Sandals?
He's the
All he
voice of
has-
Sandals,
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on by to Sandals.
Does he have to wear sandals as part of his contract?
He did. He was wearing sandals in that scene. You didn't see his feet, so that might explain it. We couldn't figure it out. We got a little Dave Keckner in the house, who you may know as Champion Kind, Champ Kind.
Hey guys,
Mr. Keckner. Mr. Kochner, is it pronounced, or
I'm
Keckner?
not sure. It's confusing to me every time I look at it. I don't know. It's Kochner, Kochner, Keckner. I know that the OE never makes the short E sound, but that's how my relatives choose to
That's
say it. So, it's something nice about starting off in the world wrong. Kind of gets you a nice place to begin.
well,
Good
you had
beginning.
struggle. You had to go up against struggle.
Yeah.
right out of the gate.
And I want that impediment every day. It's kind of like carrying a stone around, a big stone in your pocket.
You could just change your name.
I could, but I'm too
What about
proudful.
Dave Jaspers?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. How should I spell Jaspers?
Jaspeers.
See, that does not help. That's more confusing.
Now,
than-
you're right. As I said it, I
Dave-
realized that's
Wow, you threw an umlaut in there.
Dave Javelin.
Javelin. No, that's fine.
honest to God. Do that.
Dave Javelin.
Javelin.
Formerly David Keckner. Ladies and gentlemen, you remembered him as Dave Keckner. He's now Dave Javelin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Javelin. This is the greatest name ever.
Why did he change his name?
Everyone has such a hard time remembering anyways. It just completely changes that. I don't even care. I don't care what his name is. Just him.
Oh, they would care if it was Dave Javelin.
You're probably right.
Maybe we should ADR the movie right now, even though we're doing the commentary, and make a character named Dave Javelin.
All right. I want to just change it to my name to Javelin.
Quick little reshoot.
Quick little
Let's
reshoot.
open it up.
Little half-dayer.
Yeah.
At the most 3 days.
Most 3 days, not beyond 3 days.
Judd Apatow
Judd
is with
Apatow
us.
is here as
Judd.
well.
Producer extraordinaire, writer, director in his own right. What is Judd your full name, Judd?
Jedediah. Jedediah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a whole different person.
It's Southern. I'm from Arkansas. I was born there.
That's the Razorbacks cap you're wearing right now.
We only lived there for the first 17 years of my life.
So it's not, you don't call it home.
No, I don't go back. This is actually my 200th commentary.
Oh,
Wow.
200th time I've done a commentary.
That's amazing. First movie, first commentary you ever did? What was it?
First commentary I ever did was
Goonies.
Bad Ronald.
Bad Ronald.
Starring Billy Jacoby.
Yeah, it was a horror movie about a kid who accidentally killed a girl, and then he got nervous, so he hid inside the walls of a house.
Drawing pictures of Enchantra.
Yeah.
When did the weird stuff start to happen? What broke the routine?
Well, he got
Yeah, so what's the movie about?
he got stressed out. It was very stressful living within the walls of the
So
house.
it's about the anxiety. It's like
Yeah.
a character piece.
He got anxious, and then he just wanted to lash out.
Pretty
I guess.
identifiable.
Will Ferrell's son right there.
There's Axel.
Axel Ferrell.
Very tired after 8 hours of shooting in the sun.
And do you think he had any clue what was happening?
I don't think so.
No.
He just had to do what his older brothers were doing.
You didn't give him any sunblock either because
Nope,
you liked
nope.
that look.
We're just old-fashioned that way. I think the sun's much better for you than they say it is.
It's vitamin D.
Yeah.
You don't want to block that out.
So this was an interesting day to shoot at SeaWorld, which was our last day of filming. And we're tired.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of gas in the tank.
It's hot.
And we have to manage a gigantic crowd.
What do you think? 2,000 people? How many people
Yeah.
there? And also
every friend and family member we know visiting the set because it's the only thing that's shot in California.
Oh,
and
this
because
is
of the way
boys.
it's laid out,
Yeah.
they're all right around the tent where the monitors are. Oh, that's my daughter,
There's,
Pearl McKay.
Pearl.
Yeah. First time on camera since The Landlord, I believe.
And they gave her that dolphin after the shoot.
They did.
Which was great.
So cool. They were so sweet. And we salted out our pool, and he was in there, and he went a good 2 weeks before he started turning weird colors, and we had to release him into the wild. And he's still
mean, the
hanging off the
wild?
Santa Monica Pier.
Oh,
He's still
okay.
there. You can see him. Yeah.
I thought you went like down the hill or
It's
something.
trash. It's a happy ending.
Well, I know it's not a pretty sight.
There's Baxter.
That's not the same Baxter, though, is it?
No, we made the other movie 10 years ago. So the other Baxter, unfortunately, after a great, great life,
Was fired.
was fired and then put down.
Put down because he had been fired.
He didn't have the chops anymore.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
But he's,
That's what they do with movie dogs. As soon as they can't cut it, they put them down
It's
instantly.
complete ageism.
he just didn't look the same.
Yeah.
We needed a younger, hipper Baxter.
They killed about 300 Benjis. They kept churning through those. That dog is named Quince, though. Obviously, no. The original Baxter lived to be like 14. But and his name's Quince, and they found him in the parking lot of a West Virginia strip mall. He was a stray
No
that
joke.
the dog
Yeah.
trainer found and then trained him for 6 months. And he was amazing.
He was a great dog.
Yeah, true story.
Great dog.
Same
Dylan-
story for the kid who plays your son.
Judah. Yeah.
He was a stray.
He was a
Found him in a
pickpocket.
strip mall.
He was in the same parking lot in West Virginia, darting in between cars.
But months later, right?
There's always
Months
one-
la- yeah.
Yeah.
There's always one guy in every movie that you're like, why did we cast him?
Yeah.
Dylan Baker.
Right, for sure. Because you look at him, you look at like his breadth of his work, and over the years, great character actor, and
Yeah.
for some reason,
Woo!
yeah,
Not a joy. Extremely vain. After this take, first thing he says, "Where's my laugh?" Will's great, but where's my laugh?
He'll always yawn off camera if
Yeah.
you're doing a scene with him.
Yeah.
in your
the
coverage.
second you start speaking, he starts yawning.
He refused to act with me in his tight close-ups. He'd rather deliver his lines to a tennis ball on a stick. So, which, by the way, I had a tennis ball mounted on the end of a pole that I never. I was gonna, when it was your guys' coverage, I was gonna stand and hold my own tennis ball and have you guys have to act to it. But I never got around to. I'd
Have
be
any of
like,
you guys had to-
Matt Rabenkoff, our first AD? I was like, Matt, maybe get the tennis ball ready. This might be good. And then something would happen, and I never got to it.
Have any of you guys ever done total green screen movies?
I have not.
I know Judd's directed several.
Yeah.
Judd loves that medium.
Journey to the Moon's Core was all green screen.
303.
Yeah.
303.
Yeah. God, I love your movies, Judd. I did not care for 303.
Violence is really not an area I should be in.
Yeah.
Just movies with massive violence. It's not my move.
And yet there's a part of you that wants to conquer it for that same reason.
Yeah, because I feel violence, but I'm not good at showing it.
I've always said that
I'm
about you.
angry.
Yeah.
But I don't know I don't know the right angles to slip people with.
303. They're
Yeah.
back with 3 more.
Steve is a hop keto instructor. You should talk with him. You guys should get together.
What do I instruct?
Hop keto,
Yes.
improv lesson 107.
What is Hapkido?
It's one of those martial arts. I think it's the one cops use.
What
I always
is-
see it.
You always see it where?
You always see it on the signs, like for the kung fu and hop keto.
Specialized in
I could be
Hapkido.
saying it wrong. It might be hap keto or.
Well, they
hop-
also integrate the owner's name into whatever it is.
That's true. Yeah.
The Dan Keto.
Yeah. That's when you know it's good.
Jerry Keto.
Fred Keto.
Whammy special with whammy slaw. There's a used Band-Aid in my coleslaw. My gosh, let me take care of that. Get out of here before I smash your head in, you commie bastard! If you're from the States,
It's a little Dave Keckner making his entrance in the movie here. Dave Javelin.
With javelin, with a bat with
we
nails
pick
in it.
up Champ now owns a chain of chicken restaurants, Whammy Chicken.
He doesn't like Catholics or Jews. What's left?
He likes a specific denomination of Protestants. That's it. Very.
That's actually me. That was real though. That scene, like that was real for me. So anyway, Harkin sat me down. He said, "Champ, you're a dangerous alcoholic."
By the way, we shot large parts of the movie in New York City and large parts in Atlanta, and weather in Atlanta was rough. A lot of whipping wind and rain.
There was also a lot of violence in front of the set. I would always walk outside and someone would be beating their girlfriend, and then the cops would come in like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
They were very fast, the cops. They would get there right on
That
time.
actually did happen.
And then there was
an assault.
almost a stabbing when we were doing the gang fight where three people
right,
were
across the
chasing a
street.
guy who
Yeah.
stole someone's
That's
purse,
true. Oh my
and the
gosh.
knife was in the air, and then
Yeah.
someone tackled him.
We watched the whole thing.
you-
We thought it was a bit. We
thought-
thought
yeah.
someone was trying to get attention,
Right.
and they're running down the street, and you watch this whole thing unfold. Meanwhile, we're holding fake weaponry
Yeah.
And a future gun.
and a future gun.
I ran over there and without realizing I was holding a fake like a 44 Magnum. I was holding a gun.
Oh, Jesus.
And ran over to see what was going on and was actually stopped by our own set security, like the cop saying, "You can't. You're carrying a gun."
Oh,
and
thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie was kind of the Altamont of comedies in a way.
Very much so. Very much so.
End of an era, but kind of fantastic and memorable. With a lot of, and we had Hell's Angels on set.
My friend, we've got a job.
I love how relaxed Champ is in this scene.
Jimmy Mazzola, by the way, our prop guy, made that chicken
flying bat.
wing
Oh.
and the flying bat. He's an amazing prop guy and an amazing character. Did a bunch of Woody Allen movies. I think he did Goodfellas too, didn't he?
He did. He worked on Saturday Night Fever as well.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Jimmy Mazzola, amazing.
Always smiling.
He got all those purses for Blue Jasmine.
Brian Fantana has become a high-end kitten photographer.
Makes sense.
Living the life. Look at that pad.
That's brilliant.
That's a fantastic shirt, Paul, by the way.
That is a really nice one.
Once again, Susan Matheson, the wardrobe designer, who came up with great stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff was handmade, wasn't it? She found weird fabrics from like 90-year-old women in like Minnesota off of eBay. For
Look,
real.
I'm trying not to laugh. Oh, well, can't. We
When
missed it.
Champ hugs you?
Yeah, when he hugged me again, it was so hard to not laugh in that moment.
I like that Dr. Hook in the medicine show guy right over there in the background.
Got a sauna in the kitchen. A lot of people think that's weird, but I keep wine in it. Not a wine guy, but I know you got to keep it hot.
Right.
Oh, check this out.
I don't know much about wine, but I know you've got to keep it hot.
That's true, right?
Keeps his wine in a sauna. I love that you shot that photo in Prague over the course of 4 days.
It had to be Prague.
But I love it. And what's so great about it is it's so damn true. I hate Mondays.
By the way, the cat in the fishbowl. How does that articulate hating Mondays? I guess because you're trapped. You feel trapped by a
feel
Monday.
trapped,
It's
yeah.
just there's no way out. You know, you gotta just kind of grin and bear it, or maybe just even bear it. You don't have to grin.
It's a glass case of emotion, really.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a callback to the first movie.
That's it. We meant to do that. Anything you see in here that's like, oh, is that a callback? Or, oh, did that? Yes, we meant to do it all.
Meant to do it.
Our special effects guy, by the way, said for his wrap gift on the movie, he's going to give out Jesus and Ron shirts from the side of the Winnebago. So I was like, I definitely want one of those.
Dead.
This is fun when you watch this with audiences who haven't totally seen the trailer. They really do, for a second, think Brick is dead. And people are bummed. You can actually hear him make sounds.
It's 32 degrees this day.
Yeah.
There's a nice breeze, makes it even colder.
Freezing day.
In one of the takes, I left my coat on. I didn't know it.
That's right. That's right. Do the whole thing.
Did the whole take with a coat.
The hair people didn't show up that day, so I had to do Fred Willard's hair. And that's why it's a couple of different colors, because I didn't know how to use the equipment.
You didn't know what you're doing. You did your best.
Yeah, I tried. And then he kept fighting with me. I'm like, red? And he's like, no, gray. And I had already gone half red. And
Then I heard you say, you do it yourself. Fine.
yeah, I stormed out.
Oh, come on!
I wonder how it would feel if I was burying a relative at that cemetery and I looked across the way and they were shooting a scene from AughnkerMeng. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Is it disrespectful, or is it?
Are those real tombstones of?
Yeah.
So they'll see their family members in this moment.
Oh, that's awesome.
We pulled up to scout it, and we got out, and the very first tombstone we saw had our script supervisor's name on it, Hardiman. Just
Oh, wow.
big, bold letters as soon as we got out of the van. She, of course, is cool enough that she loved it, took her picture, knowing she wasn't dead.
People will be looking for their relatives.
Once again, though, I say kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a graveyard here in Hollywood. I think it's called Hollywood Graveyard, right?
The Hollywood Cemetery.
Hollywood Cemetery that they shoot tons of movies in, and they do screenings and concerts.
Yeah,
And I
they
thought
do.
that's a cool graveyard to be buried in. Like there's still life going on.
I don't know.
We
It's
should
not for
screen
me.
the screen the movie in this graveyard, just for fun. Invite all the
I find it
families
sacrilegious.
of all the people that have been.
I want to be
well.
buried in that graveyard, but I want my headstone to be like a cushion. So when people watch movies,
That's
they
a
just
great
lean
idea.
up comfortably
you're
against
thinking
my
ahead.
headstone.
I love that.
Put
It'll
all
be
the
a-
headstones at an angle.
It'll be a prime spot. Like, I'm going to go, where's the Corel? Oh, there it is.
Farrell, did you for real say you thought it was sacrilegious?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Farrell is very
on.
orthodox in a lot of ways.
Hollywood Cemetery, people traipsing with their picnic blankets and
People feeling joy.
bottles of rosé.
Was this the first scene we all shot together?
No, I think we're out of order. So
Oh, wait a
But
minute.
the-
Or
all,
is this?
all four of us?
Yeah,
was it? Oh, wait.
It was
Yeah, you might
early-
be right.
I think
Yeah.
it might have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
We remember. It's your dream.
It's all the same thing.
It's not all the same thing.
Brick cannot reminisce. He doesn't understand the
reminisce at
concept.
all.
I think, by the way, without exaggeration, we have 50 minutes of material from you guys in the
yeah.
back of this Winnebago. Like, you could cut a 50-minute scene.
That's awesome.
Brick knows kind of the formalities of conversation, and you.
Well, he understands the rhythm,
The rhythm. Yeah. The
not the content.
rules of
necessarily.
engagement, but then
Well, he's observant.
he totally is.
He is an observer of life.
And then he got in trouble. He thought he was going to not be able to stop from laughing forever.
He spiraled.
When I laugh that hard,
Yeah.
my eyes are usually bloodshot for about 4 days. It breaks every blood vessel
Every
in
capillary.
my everything.
Why does Ron get scorpions?
It's a long story.
We don't learn. It is a long story. I think it's a result of bartering. I think Ron is one thing people don't know about Ron Burgundy. He's a fantastic barterer. So he bartered for this Winnebago, and part of the sequence of trades, one of them involves scorpions.
And bowling balls. Why did Ron have bowling balls, too?
I think he's looking for that perfect bowling ball, and he's just always buying them and feeling them. My favorite is that he has a deep fryer in the Winnebago.
Yeah.
And that it was the best decision he ever made.
God, Champ takes a mug full of hot oil on the cheek.
And then gets bitten by a dog.
We actually
bitten
hit some little
hard.
gems in this scene. There's a bat. Well, I won't say. There's a couple others in here, I think.
This is such a beautiful sequence, McKay. I love it
Well, there's
so
milk.
much.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is like
Rick somehow found an ice cream cone.
this is like Gravity.
It is. It's weird because we made it, but I think it's better than Gravity.
The logic holds better.
Well, the effects are more impressive, that's for sure.
Oh, no, that was a pain in the ass to shoot. What was that, 3 days of total shooting to get that? Because we had to put you guys on the green screen, weird, like stools, and then
Right.
shoot the practical, and then actually put the Winnebago in a giant tumbler, what do they call it, that spun it around.
Yeah, they built that thing.
Put stuntmen in there, put you guys in there.
It was raining the day we had to drive up in that Winnebago in New York. There was no longer a roof on the thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We tried to do the joke where Ron Burgundy thinks the Big Apple's called the Big Apple because there's apple trees everywhere. So we actually put apples on trees throughout the movie. But I don't think anyone ever sees it. But it's there.
Oh, Curtis Nightfish. They don't get any better than that.
Curtis Nightfish.
Oh, he carries himself well.
They call her, right? All the way Yahweh.
She's my aunt.
Fantastic extras, I think, in this newsroom.
Really good.
Really good extras acting.
Yeah.
Who's worth that kind of money?
And a great set. What is it? The old
Archives building.
Archives building in
Or
Atlanta?
Hall of Records or
and
something.
they're about to tear it down, I think.
It's
sinking.
condemned.
Or it's sinking.
It's
Okay.
sinking, yeah.
Well, Clayton Hartley, man. I mean, when you guys see the GNN studio, it's insane how good it is. That was true, though. In Atlanta, the extras tended to be better. They were more diligent. They also looked more real. Like, you got more interesting-looking people. And
He said something, and I was still looking at you. Oh, man.
we love seeing Ron Burgundy nervous and kind of sweaty palms with this guy.
And the fact that his team just immediately enamored with Jack Lime.
Yeah.
How could you not be?
Yeah.
I guess it's their problem.
Pointing at me.
Jimmy Marsden. Only interesting fact about Jimmy Marsden is he's 61.
Yeah.
That's it.
Remarkable genetics.
He's a workout freak.
Yep.
Eats healthy.
Does a little human growth hormone, a safe amount.
He was a safe amount. He's
Yeah.
very good with it.
Yeah.
He was one of the cops in Magnum Force or whatever it was called, the original Clint Eastwood movie.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's one
He
of the.
kept bringing that up
Yeah.
as his favorite movie, and I didn't know why.
Yeah, it's his
Wow.
first role was Magnum Force.
His news team, it is the best extras acting I've ever seen. They're so in it.
Yeah.
There's a
And not too big.
There's a scene where Ron is talking to Dylan Baker in the diner that we already saw. There's a woman just sipping a cup of coffee by herself, and it's extras masterclass. Like, she somehow doesn't steal focus. She kind of looks off into the distance. She's doing enough business. Like, no joke, actually. We've watched it in the edit room. Like, that's amazing.
How are you, my friend?
Ron.
Megan Good, of course, as Linda Jackson.
Hello, Mr. Burgundy.
Oh.
As Dave says, Megan, not the best looking lady you're ever going to meet.
She's tough.
Yeah, she's an actor's actor. It's not. She's got to make up for some looks issues.
She is pretty incredible.
I have to realize women, when you make jokes like that, think you're kind of telling the truth. So the reason that's funny is Megan Good is very, very
Absolutely the
beautiful.
opposite.
Yeah,
She's stunning.
Yes.
Yeah,
And an amazing person.
yeah. She was awesome.
Great cook.
Great cook.
I never cooked the whole time I was there. She insisted on making me a home cooked meal
Wow.
every night.
Wow.
She would have weeks off
In her
but would
trailer.
Stay, yeah, in her trailer. I had to go back to the lot at the end of the day for whatever she was cooking.
Because she loved using that little kitchen set
Yep.
in a trailer that
I
never
don't know
gets
how
used.
she did it, but she somehow was able to make an amazing continental breakfast, which you'd think that's just cereal, coffee with a roll, but so good. Best continental breakfast I've ever had.
All made from scratch, by the way.
Wow. Even the cornflakes?
Yes,
Wow.
baked, unbelievable. She has a cousin that works at Kellogg's that knew the recipe, and he smuggled it out of Kellogg's for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's corporate. That's corporate what? Fraud?
Piracy.
Yeah, that guy
fraud.
can go to jail for a
Yeah.
long time, but
Yeah.
that's still great.
I'm this close to giving out his name. His first name's Harrison. I'm just going to stop there.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you ever want to make yourself laugh during a moment where there's not a laugh on this movie, just look at Brick and think he has no idea what's going on.
There's a lot of good stuff in this scene too.
When it's sunny,
Actually, I think that's your shadow, Rick.
I call him Leon.
And if it's a cloudy day, what happens to Leon?
He goes home.
It's your shadow.
How'd these guys get hired?
That's what she's thinking.
Only reason they're not getting fired now is because they're doing the 2 a.m. slot. Like, just screw it, put them on.
And it's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah, too late in the game. They start tomorrow.
You imagine if someone really did that at a meeting, hid behind a
She
couch like
waited
that?
to meet them the day before.
I remember reading the Leon joke in the script, and I think I wrote next to it, "Wow."
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then afterwards on the script, I would write, "Not as good as the Leon joke."
That was
was the bar
Adam's,
for the entire
that was Adam's
script.
joke all the way.
I remember one of my favorite ones from the first one was when Will and I wrote the whale's vagina scene. and wrote it, and were like ashamed that we were adults that had written this scene, and showed it to Judd, almost like we were school kids showing a picture of a dick to a teacher. And Judd, God bless him, was like, "Oh, that's funny. Shoot it. Make sure you get alts."
Yeah, get some alts on that, for sure.
But you totally embraced it.
Yeah.
As has the city of San
We're like,
Diego.
all right, we can work with Judd.
San Diego is so proud. I was at a film festival there. They're just so proud of Ron Burgundy and the team.
Guys, we got you an apartment on the upper...
This scene took 3 days to shoot because of Dylan Baker's coverage.
Off his game.
Oh.
And you
That's a
hate to,
stand-in.
you hate
That's
to,
not
he's
even
known, his rep is the consummate professional, but he is the exact opposite.
How did we never hear that before
It's
hiring him?
You wouldn't, I mean, constantly late to set.
I think it's a Hollywood prank. Like, I think because if someone asked me now, I would say, he's great. He's the best. And I think it's this joke that just keeps going.
Yeah.
Because then later I talked to people. I talked to Todd Solondz, who's like, oh, no, he's a nightmare.
Yeah,
Everyone knows
he's,
that.
and he's willful.
Yeah.
Refused to learn the script.
And he'll throw a punch.
Yep.
He'll steal.
He's like Judy Garland in her final days.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Megan Good.
There's Kristen Wiig playing the role of Chani.
Chani Lasname.
Yeah.
Sometime early in her life, she somehow saw last name, thought it was her name, and it never stopped.
I did not realize that was the joke till you just said
Are you
it.
serious?
Did you guys catch that was the joke? That it's last name?
I did not.
I just thought it was just a gibberish name.
You know, everyone gets it when you
Lasname.
see it in the credits. That's where people get the joke. It's just last name put together. And about 5 or 6 people,
Lasname.
when the credits were in, go, oh, that's what the joke is. Yeah.
It's a beautiful love story.
That was June Raphael, by the way, who came in.
Oh,
She is so funny.
Amazing in
Yeah.
2 short scenes. She's incredible.
I want to do a whole spin-off movie about her. Kind of no
The
joke.
supervisor.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
It's just so exasperated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just cannot. If it were up to her, Johnny would be gone.
Yeah, but
Her hands are tied.
there's so many levels of red tape she's got to
Yeah.
go through. It's not worth it.
How about you? I'm not sure why
Oh, look at this a-hole.
Jackass.
Just having a wonderful walk.
Picking an apple.
Yep.
An apple.
Jackass.
I don't know if that gets a laugh, but it stayed in.
I like his first line to her here.
Surprise, Big Daddy's back.
It's not the way.
You left her for 6 months. Surprise, Big Daddy's back. Why does she tolerate you? I mean, she's a little bit of an a-hole, too, but...
This is my favorite joke in the whole movie.
You're like a mentally ill whore having PMS from the 1800s.
I say that all the time to my wife. She doesn't mind at all.
And I want to spend the rest of my life.
Honey, who is it?
And then this guy.
Oh, gosh. Of course, it's Greg Kinnear.
I'm Gary, Veronica's lover.
Adam, I don't recall. Was that his idea to have the mini ponytail, or did...
No, it was you and me.
Did
we
we
actually
write
wrote
that?
that in the
Yeah,
script.
okay.
Yeah. And by the way, the other night, the ponytail by itself got a laugh from the crowd. Yeah. I don't know if that will...
It's so ridiculous.
And it has nothing to do with the rest of his
No.
hair.
No.
It's not that much hair
No,
together
that's
back
the...
there.
Yeah.
It's a guidance counselor ponytail.
It's almost a clip-on.
Yeah. Well, I think it really is a clip-on.
It's hard not to think about Bob Crane, though. That's just the movie. It never leaves your mind.
It's such a good movie, man. Oh, him and Willem Dafoe in that. Mm-hmm. Do you think we could redo the commentary track for that?
Yeah, should we start from the beginning
I would love it.
and dedicate it
They're
to,
saying no. They're
Bob
waving
Crane?
no out in the sound room.
No?
No. No. Not
Keep
our
going.
movie.
All
Not
right.
our rights. We have no right to do it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck you. Look at this punch.
The underplayed fuck you. People get one fuck you in a PG-13 movie. They go for it hard. That's a quiet fuck
That
you.
was a little...
Yeah. But that punch
That
is
was
the
a little moment
worst,
that happened on the day.
worst mechanics ever for a punch.
Yeah.
You lead with your wrist. It's
And then
all
try to snap it.
Yeah,
That's where all the power comes from.
Snap it across.
In Hapkido.
And Dan Keto.
Welcome to Dan Keto.
Okay, that's actually for me,
No,
Walter.
it's not. It's for Walter. It's a superhero costume.
What is it?
We forgot to mention, too, young Judah. Walter,
who
was excellent.
Such a good kid. Really smart kid.
World champion.
Just game. A little bit like the whole time, like I don't fully understand what's happening, but just game.
Now, he's as old as Marsden, too, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, we actually agreed we weren't going to say that, but most of the kids in movies are adults with, skin disorders, aging disorders. So this guy's name is actually Bart Grimp.
Ah.
Yeah, he's 56. He's out of Cincy.
Retired school teacher.
Cincy.
He's a total pro.
He is a retired school teacher. Wow.
Bart Grimp.
He says,
Cincinnati's own Bart Grimp.
He's like, Grimp. Thank God for this second career. I love it.
You realize these names alone mean we have to do a third Anchorman just to have Dave Javelin in it.
Dave Javelin.
How big is your name database?
I learned a trick. I'm going to give away my name trick right now, which is that real names make far less sense than you think they do. So when I started looking at names, like there was a guy who played on the Temple basketball team whose last name was literally Brokenborough. And when I saw that, I realized names don't make sense. So literally just make sounds, and they kind of sound like names. So there is no name database.
Rita Gankin is my favorite all-time comedy name.
What's Rita Gankin from? I'm trying to remember.
Veronica Corningstone.
Oh,
she
my
changed
God.
it to Veronica
Rita
Corningstone.
Gankin.
Rita Gankin just didn't hit the ear right.
Yeah.
Rita Gankin. What?
Just make sounds. Farrell has come up with some gems through the years. I think Farrell was Wes Mantooth, which
Wes
might be
Mantooth,
one of my
yeah.
all-time favorites. Yeah.
I just met Randall Mantooth from Emergency.
from Emergency,
at
yes.
the
Wow.
San Diego Film Festival, and he's pretty sure
Yeah, that
it's
that
based
is-
on him.
okay.
Randolph Mantooth.
Randolph
right?
Mantooth.
Yes.
Emergency?
Very nice man.
Yeah.
It probably kind of is, right? Farrell, I'm sure it related to that name.
Definitely subconsciously. 'Cause
Yeah.
I loved Emergency.
Barbara, what was her name?
Dixie.
Barbara Dixie.
Kevin Tighe.
Kevin Tighe.
Nice.
A show about paramedics.
Wait a minute. Who did we have in the first Anchorman as your mentor? What's his name? The actor?
Chad Everett.
Playing Jess Moondragon.
And God, that's a good name too.
Yeah.
What is he from? What show?
It's a doctor show.
Medical Center?
Yeah,
Something
Medical
else?
Center.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Was that a spin-off of Marcus Welby?
I don't know. I hope it is.
It's just that maybe this a contemporary medical
By the
drama.
way, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Farrell's Eye, nowhere near, period. That's a good 6 years after this, but sometimes you got to just say, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, put him in someone's eye and move on.
What did it sound like when they asked him for permission to use it?
I was on the call, actually. He was in Monaco, and he came over, and he was in the middle of working out. He was toweling off. He's like, what is it? And we're like, we want to use your image. And Ron Burgundy, no. And then then his person talked to him in a different language. And I heard numbers said. And then he goes, all right, you do it then. And then the phone hung up. Yeah. And then, Farrell, you had to do a dinner with him, right? To seal the deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to meet him. He had a layover in Frankfurt. And I had to meet him.
You had to fly. Did you had to fly to
So
Frankfurt?
I had to fly there and wait for him because he knew his layover. He had a 4-hour layover, and then the flight was delayed. So,
Did you go to Fridays? The Fridays at that Frankfurt airport?
yes,
It's a great
That's
Fridays.
a good Friday.
Yeah,
It is a
it's
good
great
Fridays.
Yeah.
they know what they're doing there,
I'd
Is
say
that Concourse C?
and it's fun because the menu's exactly the same,
There you go.
and you just have the comfort of being.
Best Fridays at an
Fridays.
airport is Jacksonville, hands down. Second, though, Frankfurt. That's a really good one.
The poppers there are so good.
Oh,
All right, Chair, tell you what, bet blood is new name I made this one. Well, I look around this place, I tell you, I am...
There's Doc Lawson.
Joshua Lawson.
Old gunslinger.
Playing Kench Allenby.
Kench.
Yeah.
That's another
Uh,
one.
yeah.
That was another one. Yeah.
That follows the rule of just make a sound.
Kench.
What was that inspired by, though, Farrell? That was some other odd Australian names,
Yeah.
and we decided to make one up.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's his dad's name?
Vag.
Yeah. That was Josh came up with that one. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Probably V-A-G.
Yeah.
V-A-J.
He almost gets away with it. The audience barely catches it when he says it.
Vag.
This is 24-hour news station. This is history.
Obviously, this character kind of an amalgam of all the media tycoons, but definitely a little Rupert Murdoch in there, a little Ted Turner.
Mr. Jack Lime.
Take on Jack. Take down.
Wasn't there a take where Jack Lime ran into you, Will, and then the team got mad at you for being in the way?
Keckner gave me a shoulder, too. Yeah.
Oh, you kind of see it right there.
Yeah, David was reacting like, don't bump into me.
That's another little treat in the movie is that Brick Tamlin is constantly doing makeup before people go on air. And mostly the crowd doesn't catch it.
Yeah.
It gets by him. Yeah, which I love even more.
I'm Jack Lime, your guide for this journey of events we humbly call 24-hour news. Today's top story, Mount St. Helens.
Oh, this is just a gimmick. It's a flash in the pan.
Guy with the cigar.
Fantastic. He's actually illustrated. There's not an actor there. We added him in post.
I got the hair right finally. on this day.
Well,
we just came
you
in
had
early.
no prep.
We had to figure it out, but
Yeah.
we figured it out. And then from that point on, it was fine.
Then you were fine. You knew exactly.
Once again, outstanding extra work. That translate, by the way, of the city in the back. Horrible. Whipping in the wind the whole time.
Right.
Kind of dangerous. Yeah.
Did you have to quit early one day because there was going to be a
There
storm?
was a
storm coming.
storm warning, yeah.
Handlers. We have them bring in, big cats, big game cats. You know, wild, dangerous tigers and lions and leopards and the such. We let them loose inside the studio with about a dozen chickens. We play rock music, and we just call it Let Her Rip.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
Let her rip? You're describing the end of civilization. That's not news.
If that's the end of times, I got a front row seat with a big tub of buttered popcorn, and a greasy half-live chicken leg.
Okay, so obviously this is a waste of time. I'm done.
Freddie, come on. We're just brainstorming here. We're trying to figure out how to make the news less boring, and you act like we peed in your milkshake.
The news is supposed to be boring, Ron.
I like that you guys are newscasters and you find the news boring.
Who better to judge?
You ever watch a movie and just every time you see anyone walk by anywhere, you just imagine the first AD going, okay, walk from there to that pole. And then it ruins Goodfellas and The Godfather, The Hobbit.
Someone off camera motioning for them. Go now. This way. Go now.
What do they want to hear, Ron?
That we live in the greatest country God ever created.
Damn straight!
Champ kind likes that.
Do stories on patriots, cute, funny little animals, huh? Diets, why blondes have more fun.
And serious investigative pieces about how much ejaculate is on hotel duvets.
For some reason the
Ron
MPAA
doesn't move well in his own body.
some reason the MPAA felt the need to have us change ejaculate to man fluid.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I would say is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's technically it is called ejaculate.
Right.
It's like a medical, term.
It's
Yeah.
a medical term.
Man fluid.
They don't like
Man
man
fluid
fluid is
is
a little
deadly.
less offensive.
Yeah.
Doesn't have hard consonants.
I will never understand the mystery of the MPAA.
Well, kids wouldn't know what ejaculate is.
No.
How many times have you been with your kids at a movie and someone says ejaculate and you just look straight ahead and pretend it didn't happen and your kids never ask you about it?
Look, I don't want to brag or anything, but when I was a kid, I totally knew what ejaculate was.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, thanks.
You sounded awesome back then.
Yeah, I knew.
Could you do a cartwheel?
Almost.
Wow. That's one of my favorite things, by the way, the imaginary coffee cup to make
Wait,
it look like
so
his...
Steve, did you, on the day, you were just thinking of ways to look like you were not noticing her? Was that the idea there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to look inconspicuous and casual.
His Brick's version of like busy work.
This
casual. Right.
Just the casual approach.
You're carrying a bunch of files, and you're so stunned upon seeing her, you drop them.
What's in those files?
Yeah,
yeah. Where was he going?
I think he was going to throw them out.
Weather words.
I think Brick
Yeah, he
all
might
day
have been
long
going to the dumpster.
He
to
throws files out all day long. We got a real problem. All the filing cabinets are empty. Listen, Brick likes to throw them out.
He likes to tidy up. He's always tidying up. Yeah, but he's throwing away documents we need.
June Raphael again. You hand them to me. I love that Johnny mailed her phone messages to her.
And Brick has had just about enough.
You might be the stupidest person I've ever met.
Get your filthy hands off of her!
Get your hands off her. She didn't touch her.
She is a goddess among women!
Johnny's turned on. She just doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
She has butterflies in her heart!
Johnny, I can see you behind that desk and you're fired. Why?
Why?
She had enough.
I'm not sure when she tore her shirt open.
There's no moment.
Did he get stuck on the desk? I think he got stuck on the desk.
It
when
must
she
be.
got up.
That's the only chance, maybe.
Oh, that was not rigged?
No, that was rigged.
Oh,
that was
okay,
rigged.
okay.
He's just saying logically.
Gotcha.
When could it-
Right.
And I think if you look really closely, there's little kitty cats on that bra.
Yeah,
Aren't
with
there?
hearts. Thoughts of hearts.
Susan Matheson actually made that bra. I asked her to. Will and I asked her to get a weird bra with strange images on it. And she couldn't find one. So she had to. I like that they don't make any weird bras.
But this, once again, like a proper exit. Like how Brick's idea of how you leave
a woman.
Yeah, a romantic situation.
And then runs.
This is the moment all of American news broadcasting changes forever. Gives us what we have today. These guys
were amazing.
Amazing. And
Were
I think
these local? Were these Atlanta guys?
total local guys. And in the back of the car driving home at night, my assistant Robin Woolley, who's also a producer on the movie, would show me clips of the day players, like make me watch them because I was so tired. And we would just pick them off the video clips. And these two guys were fantastic. And I think we shot all their stuff in like 2 hours, like just set up for them. But deadpan, great delivery, kind of perfect looks too. Like I love the director.
I did a long fight with those guys in that one scene. It's not in the picture.
Which one?
Those in this thing, when we take over late night.
I'm trying to remember. With those two guys, you
Yeah,
had a
those
big
two
argument.
guys. A big fight in the background.
Oh, did you really?
Oh yeah, they were great. They were they didn't know it was coming, but they just played along, fake fighting for I don't know. It seemed like minutes.
They were totally game.
Yeah.
Tonight I begin part 1 of my 11-part series of the power and mystery of the human vagina.
The human vagina.
Just to be specific.
Yeah.
Next week we will do the Doberman Pinscher vagina.
The mystery
of the whale's vagina.
I want to do something. What do people like? They like vaginas, but you can't just say that. All right, I'll science it up. I would love to see that 5-part series.
Is there a limit to the number of times you can say vagina?
That's another weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They were, for some reason, Burgundy could say, I'm going to shoot you in the dick with a flare gun. But when Fantana just says vagina in a non-sexual context, they freaked out about that.
Yeah.
Or cooter was a problem, wasn't
Yeah.
it? We had to switch cooter to cooch.
Or no, cooch to cooter.
Cooch to cooter.
Yeah.
Maybe it's when Paul says it, it's just so knowing. It's dangerous.
Well, Paul does make common words creepy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with this sound equipment. It's making
That's very
here
possible.
we
A lot
go.
of people don't know he brought his own sound equipment to the set.
Oh no! Yeah.
That's his one bugaboo.
He's in the
A lot,
union.
look, a lot of actors have their own hair people, their own. They provide their own makeup, those kinds of. I don't worry about any of that. I insist on my own sound equipment.
And it, for the most part, doesn't go well.
It's in the way,
Yeah.
Paul. I should have said something on set. And I feel passive aggressive now, but it's in the way.
Yeah.
When you're trying to act with
There's
Paul.
2 boom mics.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad. It just sounds very different than the rest of the movie.
But I mean, you know,
Exactly.
we have a lot of scenes together, and you're like, oh, I have to walk around this desk. Oh, and then the sound equipment.
Here's the real
Then
test,
there's
Paul.
Paul's sound equipment.
But
How many scenes did you have to completely loop?
I think all of them.
Yeah, it was all
pretty
of them.
sure it was all of them.
Let me answer that for you. It was all of them. We completely looped every single scene you did. So
Well,
clearly
here-
it's not working.
Yeah, but it's because I sound the best and it doesn't mix with everybody else. So you had to bring my sound back, so it was so that it
All right.
flowed with the.
It worked out. It was a lot of work, but it worked out.
I
So
imagine you're doing it on this commentary right now.
we probably will have to loop you. You're going to have to stay after this commentary and loop your commentary
It's
track.
not a fight you can win, Adam. Just
Yeah,
let
all
him
right.
have his
Okay.
thing.
I'd like to say one thing, and please just leave this section untouched, so the people at home can really get a accurate sense of what my own sound equipment sounds like.
We can do that. Okay.
When we shot this scene right here, I knew it took about 2 hours because Darren was a particular night in the background. But it was really great. I enjoyed it. It was a fun place, and there was great restaurants. And if you're going to learn a chicken and chicken pizza,
You got to cut his mic.
Yeah, we got to cut it.
You got to cut. We had to cut your mic, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, we
Sounded
had to cut your
horrible.
mic.
I'm telling you, that's the way sound. It's the way it sounds in real life.
That's the way it's supposed to sound.
Yes,
is what you're about
that's
to say?
the way it's supposed to sound. It's how the human ear hears.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I've never heard anything.
Maybe if you have a
sounded
head
like that.
cold.
Guys, just stop and listen for once in your lives. Just
All
sit
right.
and listen.
Get nasty with us.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
By the way, that's the name of your. I noticed that's the on the side of your van that you carry your audio equipment. That's the name of your company. Stop and listen.
Yeah, stop and listen.
That is a fun name. I'll give you that.
Thanks. No, it took about 2 weeks to come up with.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah, no, we went through. There's
Felt like something maybe your kids would have said and be like, yeah, why not?
That's actually, you make a joke, but that's exactly how I came to it. My 3-year-old daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So after 2 weeks of 8-hour days, every single day, sitting with a pad, writing down names, eventually your daughter just said, stop and listen.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
she-
because that's the way I never would listen to my children. She said it not as a suggestion for the company. She said it to me as her as her dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
You for like 2 years it was Daddy Stop and Listen, wasn't it? Your company, and then you finally dropped the Daddy.
That's right. Well, it didn't fit on the business card.
Oh, I see.
Guys, it goes without saying, I owe you gentlemen an apology. I dragged you out here, and this thing was a disaster from the word go.
No, Ron, don't you beat yourself up.
Yeah, it's all right, Ron.
This is one of my favorite jokes, actually. What Brian's going to do after.
Oh, it's good.
So the rest of this commentary was actually recorded 3 months after the first half.
Keckner and Carell got in a huge fight. We couldn't finish, but we're back. Good to see you guys again.
I had a terrible illness for several months. Was in the hospital.
My God. You
Finally
had
got my energy
Legionnaire's
back.
disease, didn't you?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
For some reason, Judd gets Legionnaire's disease a lot.
Well, cruise ships, he loves them.
But he fights through it.
He'll say, "Which room has the most vents in a cruise ship?" That's where I
And
want you
can
to
I
put
move
me.
my bed right up against it?
I need a bunk bed.
I want to get
Judd,
up near the ceiling vent.
Mr. Apatow has to cancel today. He has Legionnaire's disease. Jesus. Get off those cruise ships.
There's a vaccine for it. He won't take
Take
it.
it. He loves the sympathy.
Are we doing a Burgundy cruise on this, by the way?
Yeah. They
Is
just
that,
line it up.
is that one of the tie-ins?
Princess Cruise Lines. Yeah.
Cruise Line.
Yeah. It's like a 2-week cruise, guys, so you should
It's
really.
and it's basically a 2-week meet and greet.
Are you guys going? Because I have to go.
That's what it is.
I've been Paramount scheduled me to be on it. You guys are all going to be there, right?
2-week meet and greet. That's awful. You got a 2-week meet and greet with signing DVDs.
Stay in
The only time we have for ourselves are 8 hours sleeping blocks. And then it's
Never at the same time.
Then
Someone
get
always
going.
has to be on the floor.
Oh, someone's
always on the
always
floor.
on the floor.
Always on the floor. Let's go. You're a casino.
It's
you,
all
in the,
employees from Dodge.
in the
the
pool,
entire
showroom,
boat.
in the pool.
It's a thank you to the Dodge dealers.
And we do an ice show every night.
We got to learn how to skate and do an ice show.
Anchorman on ice.
Love that.
Ron Breaker.
This is against everything that I have worked for my entire life.
Oh, honey, come on.
We like the idea Gary kind of liked what you guys were doing with the news. Played with some takes. Like, it's kind of fun.
The gang's on Soul
These
Train.
guys are jackasses.
Turns out Paul Rudd can really dance.
Oh, I think you're being generous.
I don't know, man. I mean, you were doing silly dancing, but you had some moves.
That was a fun day.
There's probably a 20-minute cut of that dance scene that doesn't get boring at all, that is enjoyable the whole time. I hope they put it on the DVD.
Here we go.
One of my favorite shots in the movie.
Right there.
A lot of pausing. A lot of pausing right there.
Did you guys know this went in kind of last second? Yeah.
I didn't see this. Oh, my God, Brick.
We had it in the alt cut.
Who's directing that commercial, by the way? How close is that shot? Brick must have directed his own commercial.
Oh, I think it was the beauty shot, and Brick ran into the studio and just bit the butter.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay. That's what it was. Yeah.
And they only had that one stick.
That was
so
it.
they couldn't reshoot it.
That was it. Or you wouldn't reshoot it.
Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put your rock in the pipe.
Is that where the phrase "put it in your pipe and smoke it" comes from?
I don't care.
I love it when you do cooking segments.
Oh, whoa! You feel that right away. Wow, that's good. That's good.
This is where you guys decide somehow you don't know much about crack. You know it's new. You're not even sure it's illegal. And Fantana comes up with the idea you're going to smoke it on the air.
Of course they're enjoying it. It's crack.
Boy, we had some discussions with the MPAA on that.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But they won an Emmy for it.
They did.
Uh-oh.
Oh, someone.
Wait a minute. Someone's mind's being changed.
Someone's tracking it.
Hey, gang. You know what would make this great day even better? What? Perms for everyone.
I got to say, what's amazing when you guys do those jumps is you do them instantly perfect. Like, we do the take, and I'm like, all right, so they're all going to, and I'll usually say to you guys, so, try and time it, and every time it's perfect. And by the way, in the first movie, too, it was like that. Like, immediately you guys knew how to do it. Do you practice before you come on the set, or?
No.
No.
Wow. Well, it's very impressive.
I never even read the
kinda
script.
happened.
It's just a God-given ability.
Those four guys can jump in unison.
Come here.
Ron right away knows something's up. He's either getting a beat down or he's getting ravaged. Look at that set back there, though.
Yeah. it's
Mr.
pretty
Clayton Hartley.
phenomenal.
Will, are you 8 feet tall?
Look, very tall.
They had to choose very, very wide lenses for any of your
Well,
shots.
for all the mediums and singles, we have a trench that he's in. Because Farrell's not 8 feet tall, but he is 6'10".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron is very aggressive for sex, but also gets very scared, and aggressive to fight, but also gets very scared.
Yep.
It's only if he initiates, then he's comfortable.
It's a lot of posturing.
So afraid right now.
Now when I hear you meow like a cat. Now I want you to bark like a dog. Bark.
By the way, the construction guys were very nervous about slamming up against that because it was not reinforced in any way.
Oh, no.
So,
Yeah, Farrell had some adventures on this movie.
Yeah.
Swam in shark-infested waters. Slammed up against this glass, which really was scary. We had lengthy discussions about it. Looks like nothing, but all of them telling me it's not meant to do that. It was never in the script that was going to happen.
They put a Fernie pad down on the ground below.
Which is basically a rug, folks.
That's actually the 200th time Judd has said Fernie pad, which is exciting.
You can.
Like what?
Art areola?
No, that's worse. You know it's worse.
How about this one? You can call yourself Dick Fuck. Spell it Phuc. You'll be huge in the Vietnamese community.
Freddie, I can't. Listen to me, Burgundy. This is far from over. Do you hear me? I'll see you on the playground.
This meeting has been very productive. You can pick me up at 8.
Okay, I'm very confused by what's going on here.
It's one of my favorite transitions coming up right now. That.
Yeah.
Did you have to call Jim Davis and get
Farrell met
permission?
him. Farrell met with him at
I
an airport?
I bookended it on the Frankfurt meeting.
Yeah.
With Van Damme.
And it was a contentious meeting, right? Didn't you right away go, you're making fun of my character?
Right.
Yeah.
I really had to massage that one.
Well, good work.
But you guys have exuberant joy in reading Garfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
We love it.
Which one was it? Which one were you reading?
Do you recall?
Something about lasagna.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You guys can't get over how he's a cat, but he's like you.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next day and realized she had crabs.
I gave her a whole Brady bunch of crabs.
Sounds to me like it's her fault for being a randy gal.
I have a date.
Brick has a date?
Good for Brick.
What's a date?
A date is simply when two people get together, do something social, have a few drinks, yada, 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 take their shirts off.
Oh, it's okay.
No, it's a fun thing.
It's fun. It's all right. Look, don't worry, Brick. We got your back, okay? First things first, we need to get you a little protection.
There it is. Brian Fantana's glorious cabinet of condoms. Oh, Brian, I know. How about the hooded guest?
I like the cut of your jib.
That one is ultra.
Jimmy Mazzola handcrafted all these condoms.
I remember the one that really made me laugh was Coney Island whitefish. that was all Jimmy.
That's a good one.
Tobin, just a drifter who loves to watch people have sex. They're made of denim, so they look better after each washing.
Talk about a great ride.
I think I have it. Po' boy condom. It's a terrific condom. Although it does burn a bit because it's covered in Cajun spices.
It'll put a blister on your po' boy.
Brian, what's the nickname for your penis whenever you wear a po' boy?
Fat Tuesday. Wait a minute. I've got it. The Rigid Ghost. That's the best damn rubber on the market. I got 4 of my 7 illegitimate children using this condom.
But Brian, isn't that the whole point of wearing a condom? To not impregnate the woman?
Well, you know the old expression. Nope.
Thank you, Ron, and happy St. Patrick's Day to all of our Native American friends. On the big map, where's my map? There's no map. It's just green.
No, there's a map there. Look at the monitor.
Right.
This was a scene we realized in the middle of shooting. Why aren't we getting this scene? Like, this is crazy. Brick has to deal with a green screen. It's a brand new thing they started using more. And I think we shot it not even knowing where it would go in the movie. Just like, let's get it. And once again, in this case, there's 25 minutes of very, very funny stuff for that scene.
Relax.
And after I received my master's in journalism from Columbia, I got a job with the London Bureau for ABC News.
Wow, London. You're so impressive, and I've only been out of the United States twice.
This was shot at the hotel where the crew was staying.
That's right.
The least interesting fact ever said on a commentary. How about that?
I was just going to say it. I was just going to say that's the Georgian. Isn't it?
It is the Georgian Terrace.
It's worth saying the Georgian Terrace, which only had one working elevator for the entire time we stayed there.
It's true.
Or people stayed there, yeah.
But when we shot there, it was a disaster. Yeah. We're getting sued for what we just said.
Well, it's all fixed now.
It is, and the Georgian Terrace is a high-class establishment.
Better than ever.
That will take care of you and your family and all of your Atlanta traveling needs.
Many attractions nearby.
We did have a very nice time in Atlanta, I should say. I saw Louis C.K. when I was in Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, he was at the Fox Theater.
Oh,
and the
wow.
Alvin Ailey dance troupe.
You walked out, didn't you? The
Yeah,
middle of
Louis
Louis' show.
C.K.
He had a bad set that night.
I yelled hack and walked out. Yeah.
But you walked out early. It was 10 minutes into his act.
I just feel like I'd seen that song and dance before.
Song and dance?
Yeah. No, I actually laughed so hard I was sore for 2 days. It was like an hour and 45 minutes nonstop. This is one of my favorite chunks in the movie. This was Farrell's idea.
Once again,
Ron slaps his own ass.
I had to fight the MPAA to let me slap my own ass.
We argued that was literally a Nickelodeon joke. We don't know.
We stole it from That's So Raven.
Look how much soda they've drank.
They have drunk a lot of soda.
Machine pales in comparison to your beauty.
This is their date.
We actually improvised a whole love song between Kristen and Steve that is pretty fabulous. Once again, all of this will be on DVDs and alt cuts.
On the TV screen in Planet of the Apes action figures count?
Of course.
Then yes, I have kissed Angie Dickinson and Dr. Zayas.
Which era Angie Dickinson?
Good question.
It's probably Policewoman.
Policewoman.
It's got to be, right?
She was amazing.
I don't have a lot of experience with kissing, but I do know one thing.
I think Kristen Wiig is so hot looking in this movie.
Yeah, she
is it
kind
just
of
me?
is.
Look at her.
She's adorable.
Those are like laser beam eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Wig is a secret hot lady.
She's
so
very
funny and cool, but then you're like, oh wait, she's really hot. except right there.
To agree to wear men's underwear.
No, I'm going to dare say she still looks good even with men's underwear.
It's the true heart of a comedian.
This is where the plot line comes in.
Mm-hmm. Synergy.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot more plot in this movie than the first Anchorman.
Loads more. First one, I don't know, did it even have... It was basically just Corningstone freaked you guys out. Burgundy fell in love with her.
Women weren't allowed in the...
Burgundy freaked out, loses his job, then kind of a little bit gets over it. That was the whole storyline of the movie. There's a lot more in this.
And koala stock will plummet.
Can't just pull the story. That would be unnecessary.
Was there a lot of improv?
We should say no. We should just start saying no.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Scripted. In fact, you got fined if you went off.
In fact, we're tired.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say that for real. Let's just every time someone asks, go, no, it's all scripted.
Can it just be scripted?
Yeah.
It's too hard to believe that that's funny scripted.
Yeah. That music cue, by the way, this is cool.
Was from the first...
No, that music cue produced by Judd's grandfather?
That's right. Bobby Shad produced that song. It's in two places.
And they have a whole catalog of music, and it's this awesome jazz from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like vintage, one-of-a-kind jazz, and our music supervisor, Erica Weiss, found that cut.
But didn't you do a callback to a music cue from the first... I thought I heard something that was like, that was in the first movie. Did you?
We did. The Vince Vaughn music is the original score from the first one.
Oh, the bow, 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 bow.
And then there's another little snippet of a reference to the first one. And then when you start playing the flute...
That voice.
Fire it up, Ronnie.
Fire it up, Ronnie.
Is an impression of someone saying, fire it up, Ronnie, from the first one when you play the flute. Yeah.
Simulation. And that's all I'm doing.
You're coming off like a jerk.
I think it's going well.
If you haven't noticed, we don't converse like that.
I remember shooting this, and at first, pretty awkward. Farrell basically has to go in character and say horrible things. Took a little loosening up, and then everyone was laughing so hard and so cool, then you got rolling. But once again, great day players. These actors were so good.
My goodness.
I mean, I'm just a guy from Terre Haute, Indiana, with a big old dick and a fat wallet and a spleef the size of a baby arm.
Ron makes some horrible assumptions that he can just have liberty.
This was the scene in script stage I was most concerned about.
Yeah. Well, it's always tricky with race, but I think in Ron's case, it's so clearly from blind ignorance, not any kind of hatred, just no clue.
Where did he learn about black people to have this vision?
I think, where did
he just saw the movie Uptown Saturday Night, and that's it.
That was it.
And then he saw Downtown Saturday Night.
That was it.
Was that a sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
They made 3 of them.
They made 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're great. I mean, that's my memory as a kid. Those are great movies.
Someone should do another one.
Let's do it.
I don't think there's any way that could happen.
Dad, what's kicking you in the head?
I thought it was like being jumped into a gang.
That was Adam's line.
Bitches.
I hate to pin it on you, but you did invite
Boy, one of the great discoveries of filmmaking ever is green screening driving shots instead of towing. Is it that way on the actor's side, too? Is there anything more miserable than getting in that tow rig and towing around? I hate it. I don't know about you guys.
Well, that first movie when we're in the station wagon, it was 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, right.
I still want that picture, Jed. We all took our pants off.
Oh, yes. I'll send that to you.
Jed, you were directing that piece that day.
I know. I just took pictures of you guys with your pants off crossing the street.
We're all walking away with our
by the
pants off.
Sears.
It was so hot, we had to take our pants off. Anything. Because you had to roll up the windows, no air conditioning.
Oh, they've gotten so good with the green screen, too. You really honestly
see it at
can't. Yeah, we did it with Talladega for a lot of it.
Wow.
Dad, do you like Spider-Man?
The worst is when you do the tow and then you see the footage and it looks like a green screen.
That did happen to us. Step Brothers, we had a couple shots where you're like, that doesn't look so good. Yeah. Oh, no, you mean when you actually do the tow.
Yes.
Oh,
The
I
actual
see. I see. I don't think there's any difference.
The hardest part of it is your eye line. Like if you have to be looking at something going by in the car.
Yeah, I see.
That's
to
where it
try
gets tricky.
to try to fake seeing something go by when.
Oh, I got to
you're not
remember that.
moving.
Okay. Because I am never towing again.
You're a shit-heel, Dad.
Good. You should just call Gary that. Because it makes him really happy. It makes me sort of happy, but it makes him really happy.
Dad,
Huh?
sometimes I hear sounds at night and I get scared. I think there's a ghost in my closet.
Now you listen to me, son. There is no such thing as ghosts. Case closed.
So what's real about scary?
You really want to know the one thing you should be afraid of?
Yes, I really do.
Voodoo.
Voodoo?
Yes, voodoo. That shit will mess you up. And it is 100% real. Promise me that you'll never go to Haiti.
I promise, Dad.
This was good. I enjoyed spending time with you.
Me too, Dad.
Oh, and hey, do you want to go to Haiti sometime?
No.
Good. Good.
What did you tell him?
I didn't tell him anything.
He hasn't slept for 4 days, Ron. Everywhere we go, he asks me if we're going to Haiti.
Christina Applegate, very on her game.
Mm-hmm. She was amazing. One of the funniest moments to me is when she's like, everywhere we go, he asks if we're going to Haiti. Just a little kid, are we going to Haiti?
Did she improvise a lot?
Yeah. She, all written, every bit of it.
At 8 o'clock. And he wants you to be there.
I will be there. All right? Now, who do you have for sweeps week?
I'm not discussing work with you, Ron. Okay, just be there at the science fair tomorrow.
Fine.
Well, they're calling it the interview of the decade. Veronica Corningstone will sit down with Yasser Arafat.
Yasser who?
The head of the PLO, and some say the key to peace in the Middle East. Of course, Miss Corningstone is the ex-wife of Ron Burgundy. So you know that's got to be a little stinger for Ronnie.
Tony Danza's scrotum!
Well, that'll do it for all of us here at GNN.
How did the call to Tony Danza go?
Where did you have to meet him?
No, that was no problem. He was
He said
easy
you could
breezy.
show it.
Yeah.
It shows you how long his career has been. He's been around for 35 years.
Pretty amazing. Can we just insert in post, can we put a little retrospective of Tony Danza right here in the commentary? From humble beginnings to the set of Taxi, on to motion pictures. What was the other show he did?
Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss? Wait, is that what it was called?
The last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Who's the
Okay.
Boss?
He was trying to say, Brian, okay? And it doesn't surprise me that you guys don't care. Let's face it, I'm the one who gets the ratings. I'm starting to wonder what you clowns actually do.
Johnny likes clowns, except for the scary ones.
Shut up, Brick!
That was the hardest moment for me in the movie. when you yell, because he just gives it full force our way. I was like, oh no, I can't do it.
When we shot it, you could actually feel like he was crossing a line.
Oh,
Like
it didn't feel-
wasn't cool.
Yeah, didn't feel right to any of us.
Audience doesn't like it either.
No.
Yeah.
Don't yell at Brick.
But
Seriously, do you have any more of that crack left?
That ship painting, by the way, is
but that's not a paint. That's a
relief
wood sculpture.
Relief wood sculpture piece of art is actually Clayton flew that in. That's a $6.8 million piece of art.
Oh God, that's
my
not.
goodness.
You shouldn't
From
have
the
to
Whitney.
do that.
They flew it in from the Whitney.
That seems like a waste.
No, it looks great. In the scene, we based the scene around it.
Nothing to do with the news, had nothing to do with the team.
Brian, don't.
You know, I might not be the smartest guy, but I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I know that if you're pleasuring a woman down south, you use your tongue to spell out the alphabet around her, around her bubble.
The vulva!
The vulvo. I know that synergy is a completely made-up word. I know that washing your hands is for nerds, especially if you don't mind pink eye. And I know that no matter what, you always stand by your friends.
You have to excuse me, Brian. I've got a sore back from carrying your ass around for the last 15 years.
Ooh.
Burgundy. I think your mouth is writing checks that your body it can't even do anything with.
Threatening. That was Rudd improvised that. That kills me. Brick figuring that's how you walk away after you punch someone. Gets a little dark here.
Yeah. Mike Menapace as Yasser Arafat.
Just the other day, I thought, why didn't I gun for that cameo?
Oh, right.
I got that nose. I look like Yasser Arafat.
Menapace. I forget who thought of it. Was it Susan Matheson or Matt Rebenkoff?
He nailed it.
Or House. Was it Householder?
Was it House?
I don't know.
And oh my God, was it perfect? And then he actually gets a laugh line in the movie.
Ron, give it to me live, okay? And don't question me again.
Bill!
Now, to you, the modern viewer, reporting on a car chase may seem...
Bill Curtis.
We debated over this voiceover. Was it better to let the audience figure out that he's inventing the car chase coverage, or do you have to say it?
No, the audience is stupid.
Did you hear that, audience? You dummies.
Yeah, they would always catch it. A good portion would catch it, but we
By
just
the way, on the crawl, surfers bitten by shark. Is a war between humans and sharks imminent?
I think the next one is...
When did you put that one in?
That was towards the end. I think
Yeah.
Judd actually said, hey, you should use something for those crawls. So I went and wrote like 12 of them. I think the next one was doctor says healthiest thing you can possibly eat is a cupcake. Yeah.
Healthiest food we can eat is the cupcake.
Yeah, the cupcake.
And the next one is 8-year-old boy writes Uncle Sam.
Hell, I can't remember what that one was.
Tell Ron to speculate who's driving the car.
Ron, speculate on who's driving the car.
We believe the driver...
5 foods.
Oh, and Uncle
Right,
Sam
right
writes back.
Right now can kill you. Stay tuned to find out.
Women gives birth in... God, what was the second part of that?
Lighting. Oh, it's about the chase. I've never seen anything like it.
Mr. Arafat, is there any scenario by which peace could be...
She has a different voice when she talks to Yasser Arafat.
Yeah.
It's her serious voice.
We decided
Diane Sawyer.
Applegate definitely could have been a very successful anchor woman and host and could host Good Morning America.
Here's the laugh.
I am sitting here with the most important interview of my entire career, and they're cutting to a car chase?
I would like to watch the car
Menapace.
Was the tornado an angel? That's what it says.
When did the news get awesome?
Another great day player from Atlanta. When did the news get awesome?
That's exactly what we needed. It was getting a little boring.
What's the Kennedy assassination one?
Was it filmed in the same studio
where the moon landing was filmed? It must be, right?
They got cut off.
I just saw the tail end of Is Your Babysitter a Drug Dealer? The answer is yes.
These scenes were all, I guess, improvised or made up on the spot. Just put Judah and Kinnear down on a gym floor and just tried stuff.
Liar.
We're just getting word that police have finally apprehended the suspect. It turns out that he's...
Oh, what was I going to say about the inventor of the taco salad?
Is not something.
Is not Mexican?
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Have an American night. And we are clear.
Will, your sons are big fans of Foreigner, right?
Very much so. Yeah. We've had that. Well, it's not in the rotation anymore, but we had it in the car.
And they
driving
enjoyed
to
it.
School, and they enjoyed singing full voice to Foreigner.
This is a big song when it came out. This was like Jay-Z Holy Grail of its moment. Now, who is this band?
They are actually Andrew and John, who are Beacon Street, are composers on keyboard and guitar. And then the other people are featured extras from Atlanta who just had a cool look. But they're not, I think a couple more musicians. Obviously, Andrew and John are.
But you decided instead of buying some old song to just write a really weird Kool and the Gang style song.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an original song we wrote because we wanted it to be the height of Pride. And so I think the chorus is, "Tonight we'll live forever." It's kind of that moment in every Irwin Allen disaster movie where they're really prideful over their big building or ship, and there's some song about how it's all great.
Because they own the sky.
I'm a shooting star.
We did it, my Onyx Hellion.
I love that you call her an Onyx Hellion.
And this is supposed to be Rockefeller Center.
Yeah. Which I got to say, pretty darn good match.
I love the change to the stuntman skater back and forth, back and forth.
It is the fun of AughnkerMeng is when something like that happens, you're like, that's okay.
Like that SCTV, which was the Towering Inferno parody. There were so many characters in it that did all these weird doubles in every scene.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Jack Handy did a thing with, like, I think it was Toonces, where the cat jumped on someone. It was a real cat. Then the guy threw the cat off, and it became a guy in a cat suit. And then it finished the role, and it was back to a real cat.
Paula Pell.
The great Paula Pell. One of the funniest, sweetest people you will ever meet. What is Paul? Paul's done a lot. Longtime Saturday Night Live writer.
One of the producers on This Is 40.
Yeah.
I just did a film short with it this summer.
Damn it, Milton, what is it?
Well, Ron, looks as if...
I'm just looking at your face, Will.
He's blind.
It's just totally blind.
Yep.
Oh.
You're blind.
Milton, I'm an anchorman. I read the news off the teleprompter. It's what I do. How will I live?
I'm no career counselor, but there are many things you can do. Be an oracle.
Wilbur, our doctor. Actually,
I still miss the cutting to black for 5 minutes and experiencing Ron's world sequence. Does it exist anywhere? Will it make a return somewhere?
It does. We did a reading of it. It was the idea was we would go to this sequence and it would be pure black, and it was from Ron's point of view, and it was a whole long scene.
We never threw it in ever.
We didn't, just because this part of the movie was so long, and I mean, this is by far our most epic movie we've ever done. So,
how about when he runs back into the studio? Is that in a cut?
It'll be in a cut. I mean, we'll put in the all black.
Funny.
We'll be in one.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Oh, you came into your gown. I couldn't hold it together.
Little Oliver Wood, our director of photography on that shot. I love this shot right here. Very old-fashioned.
It's like a Three Stooges shot.
Yeah,
totally.
This is the hardest I've ever laughed on a movie set. This day.
Still hot off the griddle. There we go.
This is the last day the four of us. This is the last scene the four of us did together.
Yeah, you're right.
Toward the last week of shooting.
You know, he's really not such a bad guy after all.
It is true. This was the one that we did have the toughest time getting through.
Oh.
Break. That's checkers and caulk. Don't eat that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of funny lines that you just didn't have the time to put in. But, you know, the obvious premise is Ron is really bad at being blind. But, like, there were things that if you just touched him, you would know. But I think Will at one point said, I don't have the touching capability of a sighted person or something. Like, he literally tried masturbating with his shin.
Everything from nails to drink coasters. One time I bit hard into a marble ashtray, thinking it was a savory waffle.
Fantana's not having it.
No.
I really don't buy it.
Yeah.
Hot like a waffle?
No, I couldn't, because I'm blind.
He's so petulant.
22 hours a day, I'm blind.
I don't know if Fantana will ever trust Ron ever again.
Yeah.
He shouldn't.
Drink a half a bottle of ketchup, thinking it was a bottle of 1946 Chateau Neuf de Pape.
Neuf de Pape.
He decanted it.
Is that good, Neuf de Pape?
It's really good.
It's like 9 or 10 gulps.
A lot of gulp.
Stutter. I'm blind.
You're having a tough time, Ron. I know.
You know what the biggest indignity is? I can't even masturbate.
It's an indignity.
I spent 20 minutes aggressively rubbing my shin, wondering where's the sensation, where's the pleasure coming?
You rubbed your shin thinking it was a penis?
I know you think I'm stupid, don't you?
No.
The weirdo who lives in the weird lighthouse in the middle of nowhere.
Ron, it was your choice to live in a weird lighthouse.
You know why I live here? Let me say it real slow and real loud. I'm blind.
That was you, Adam, throwing out that line. I want to say it real slow and real clear.
Remember the Thanksgiving run you guys did? Where it was like Ron was serving like a Nerf football and there were crows and squirrels and it wasn't even Thanksgiving. That's how blind he was.
Does any stuff
Oh, yeah.
exist on DVD? Just all that crazy?
We'll put a bunch of it in the old version.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. It'll all get seen.
This is the outtakes of this had to be funny.
Oh, they're crazy good.
We could not hold it together that day at all.
If you can look really closely at the back of that's Fantana's car, his license plate. If anyone can freeze frame that, there's a little treat as far as what his license plate says.
Joke.
Yeah.
Why have you done this to me, God? Why? Couldn't you have
This is David Lean shit right here.
But no, you had to make Ron Burgundy blind!
Where did I find a lighthouse? I guess Ron instructed someone that he wanted to live in a lighthouse, or
who?
I mean, it must have been his idea.
That's not easy to find. A lighthouse you can live in?
I guess he just was like, I'm an outcast. I need solitude. So
Yeah.
get me in a lighthouse.
But does he have lighthouse duties? Like there's something he needs to do for boats? And does he need to signal anybody?
Right? I think there's a lot of shipwrecks off that coast now.
Every news station is copying what you did, Ron. All the stories are about animals or car chases.
Ron Burgundy and his team ruined the news.
Burgundy popped the cork.
That's why I quit WBC News.
What?
There's no real news being reported out there. It's just all about ratings.
Flowers in a blender. Really nice touches of just letting us know how blind Ron really is.
He ruined the news so much, she just quit her job.
Yeah. It set off such a seismic
Which,
trend.
let's face it, in turn ruins America. Like, no one knows what's going on. Ron Burgundy ruined America.
No more Fourth Estate.
Yeah.
Well, then we best get to it. Now drink your tea.
She doesn't seem that mad about losing her job.
Admittedly not.
She gave up a career she dedicated a whole life to.
Because of him.
What is he doing?
His blindness has led to horrible reaction time.
No sense of tactile touch at all.
Look at the ways on
Direction.
How does he not know he's in the ocean immediately?
Let's try this again.
Did you throw it?
Yes, I threw it. Just remember the curves.
I think his whole being poor at being blind is all petulance.
Did he ever know how to paint?
No, there's no indication that he did.
Baxter found something on the beach.
Ron, be careful.
And he's able to run right to the beach.
Yep.
And when he runs, his arms don't move. They just stay at his sides. When you're blind, you run that way.
This net, he's not going to survive.
Walter, sweetheart, it's a...
I miss him knowing what kind of shark it was.
I know. This was one of those areas where when you love it, you love it. And some people, it's deep comedy water for some people, so we did have to trim it down a little bit. But there was a whole section where Ron Burgundy talked about it's a Cacarius cacarodon, the great white shark.
What about crackers?
Give me a goddamn break. Seriously, you've got one of the most vicious predators in the ocean. You're gonna name him Crackers?
In the future, when you say you can name something, don't be a dick about it.
Why don't we do this? Let's name him Dobie.
You talk all that smack and that's the best name you come up with?
Well, we're not gonna get any better than that. I mean, you obviously can't name him anything that sounds good.
How about we forget about this whole name thing and you go straight to hell?
Well, I don't know what to do. We might as well poison the water and let him die.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just go with Dobie.
Fine, then it's settled. It's Dobie. We'll call him Dobie, even though no one likes it.
All right, I can live with that.
Don't worry, Baxter. We won't feed him your dog food.
And then that shot.
Even though Ron Burgundy had lost his sight.
I heard that was the same shark in Walter Mitty.
I think it actually is.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So there's only one robot shark in the business.
You would think, right? Yeah.
That may be a business
They're
we should
gonna
get
go-
into if there's only one.
They're going to get a ton of business off these two movies.
I would think. Be a huge boom for him.
How do we get in touch with those guys if anyone out there wants to rent that shark?
We should put their number in this if anyone wants to rent it. By the way, if you were like a billionaire and you had like a 12-year-old son, wouldn't you rent that shark and put it in your pool for his birthday party?
I thought you were going to say, should we not think about throwing money into a pool and start our competing animatronic shark company?
Yeah.
There's got to be. I mean, what happens if another film needs a shark while the other one has it? I mean,
Someone's going to make money off of it.
So
It
there's-
should be
there's-
us.
yeah.
Does anyone have an animatronic giraffe?
I do not.
Dobie to return to the deep waters he was meant to call home.
I hear his tail splashing. He's actually swimming away.
We also lost, the reason they had to let Dobie go is because he had eaten Old Man Crothers or something. They found his walker next to the pond.
Yeah. But even then, that was only the second reason that you were letting him go. It was mainly that he'd gotten pretty
He'd gotten
big.
too big.
And
Yeah.
plus, they found Old Man Crawley's walker by it. Yeah.
This is Judah's best acting.
Yep.
So you just asked him to act upset, and this is what he did.
There's no way I
Took it
can
upon himself.
take credit for what he is doing here. We told him to cry, do your best fake cry, and immediately he got to this gear. Look at Applegate, too, is really moved.
Do you think when he's 15 in high school, this is going to come back to haunt him, this particular moment?
I think he should come back to awesome him.
You think he'll get laid off of that?
I do.
At 17.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Think about the things we got laid for when we were young, like much less cool than this. Like we had a good stereo.
Is that a seal it's eating?
Yeah, I actually shot this. I went off the coast of Mexico for 4 days to get that shot. It's a fake seal that we put out to bait the great whites into breaching.
Promise you'll always be there for me, Dad.
I promise. If I say I'll be there for you, there's nothing on God's earth that will stop me.
I love you, Dad.
Judah.
Yeah.
This is like love story, ice castles, other side of the mountain.
I hope you eat lots of fish and people, Dobie.
The boy hopes that the shark eats lots of people and fish.
There you are. I found the most beautiful clams down by the estuary.
What's an estuary?
Is
Not
it like
entirely
a marsh,
sure.
marsh area?
Yeah, right? Like kind of smaller kind of rivers or the splinters off of the tributaries that go into the ocean.
Ron, this is Dr. Brangley. I've left dozens of messages.
I love that Dr. Brangley has been calling endlessly.
Milton Bringley.
Please get back to me if you're interested.
If you're interested, get back to me. If you want to have sight.
If you want sight.
If you're interested. If not, I understand and hope you're doing well.
See again that somehow I couldn't love you and Walter anymore?
Yes!
Damn you, woman! You lied to me! I gave you everything. I gave you my heart, my smile, my seed.
My seed.
You lied to me.
Dad!
Sweetheart.
No! Dad! Don't leave, Dad! Dad!
Sweetheart, we have to let him go. He needs to go free. Just like Dobie.
He'll be back. He promised.
Can you please call me a damn cab? I'm blind!
Still so angry.
The operation was a success, but we won't know for sure until we remove the bandages. Well?
Yes.
I think we had so many Oreos during the break we forgot to commentate.
We did.
Yeah,
We
I'm really into watching
slowed
it.
down. We haven't seen it
We
that many
always-
times. Well, I have.
You always
but
build up a head of steam.
Last half hour of
Yeah.
most commentaries is just terrible.
yeah.
I'm just enjoying the picture.
Good luck in Vietnam.
Rick.
We're also very proud of the banner in the back of the scene. Welcome back, Ron. You're the best. Huge banner.
You're the best. Most lukewarm thing you could say to someone. You're the best.
She just iced him. She didn't care that he was blind. She didn't come back. She didn't check in on him.
Scared her.
Scared her, and she's a modern woman.
She's a modern woman.
She can't deal with the injured members of the herd. She's got to keep going.
You're back. Hello, Ron.
What are you doing here?
I had to come tell you something very important, but... You must be Linda Jackson.
You must be Veronica.
Yes, I am. It's a pleasure.
This is a touching moment for me.
Please, don't take this the wrong way, but if you touch Ron again, I will shoot you in the cooch with a BB gun.
So, yeah, MPAA wanted Cooter, not Cooch.
Wow.
There are standards.
They wanted Cooter.
Yeah.
How did that work on Dukes of Hazzard, though?
Do you know who played Cooter in Dukes of Hazzard?
Cooch Jackson.
I don't. Offhand.
Dave Javelin.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Dave my God. Were you really Cooter?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
My makeup every day was grease.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to go watch that. I had no idea.
Cooter Javelin.
Cooter Javelin.
You were and
And the
Boss
Jessica
Hogg
Simpson
was,
version?
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. Great story.
That's right.
Wow, Burt Reynolds.
Who's the original Cooter?
He eventually was a representative in North Carolina or Georgia, and he lost his seat to Newt Gingrich, which ended the last civility in Congress. So I blame him. He was mad that he didn't get to play Cooter in the movie.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
That's right.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Newt Gingrich should have played him in the movie.
Newt Gingrich would have been even better. I unseated you, and now I'm playing you.
Wasn't there something with the Batmans where like Adam West was a little peeved about something, or I remember hearing stories about that.
Yeah.
Veronica,
No, Ron, no. That will get sky-high ratings. Walter will understand.
Walter will understand. Come on, Ron. Priorities.
Veronica!
Come on!
Can you hear me?
Yes. You're coming in loud and clear.
You're back and you get this story. This is going to be huge.
There's Brick.
Yep.
Right in there.
Yeah, I feel good.
God, look at him. Like a beacon in the night. My golden goose.
All right, baby. So I'm just going to be giving you the details.
5, 4. If this goes well, I think she would have sex with him again tonight.
Oh, for sure.
He's right back in.
Yeah. We try to design the dream story where it's Lorena Bobbitt, OJ. There's like about 5 stories crammed into one. For some reason, they didn't have a problem with us saying cut off his penis.
You can say penis and dick hundreds of times and vagina twice.
Yeah.
there's some sort of bias or fear of the female genitalia.
Well, it's the mystery
and the power.
How are babies
of the
made?
human vagina. The human.
How would they feel about the human penis? Think they'd be cool with it, or would they give us trouble?
It's taken me until now to realize what real news is. Real news is supposed.
Once again, outstanding background work.
Yeah, even they've stopped working.
For real. Like, really good.
Really?
How did he realize it, though?
I think because he saw Veronica.
Was upset.
Don't point out our story holes.
I made love to a proud, intelligent black woman. I became blind. I bottle fed and raised a shark. And
this is how.
a fair amount of
Yeah, all these moments led to.
That was his journey. He just got your answer there, Judd.
Realization.
Jack Lime's team is back there. See him?
Oh, they are.
Hi, Ron. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to see my child's recital and tell the woman I love that I still love her. Good night, America. And never forget, you deserve the truth.
That's the point of it all.
That's it.
We deserve the truth.
About 3 sentences.
Anyone? He's coming back.
Oh, also, one other thing. Koala Airlines is a really shitty airline.
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
Do you think mega corporations should own news channels?
I do not. I
Absolutely.
think that Will does. I
sorry.
do. We disagree on this
we
one.
disagree on this.
Will wants one company to own all news sources. I go the other way. I want a different company for every news source because then I think they compete and you get different points of view. But he really wants. You've written letters, haven't you?
I just like a strong central kind of thing that would oversee everything.
Yeah, just focused on one skill.
Yeah.
But you don't see any danger with that, Will, with like conflict of interest where they would. No? Can't even imagine a situation where that one company would try and protect its own interests by reporting certain kinds of news?
I can't. I literally have tried to, and I can't imagine.
You also want the one company
situation.
to have like multinational investments that are a bit shady all over the world, right?
He thinks they should have an army too.
Oh,
the
wow.
company.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to have a security force.
You took out the domain name World Corp, right?
World Corp.
Yeah.
Champ.
Run! Long live Ron Burgundy!
Brick gets behind the desk.
That was last second, Steve. Remember? We did a bunch of takes. We had turned around. We weren't even on you. And Steve goes, "Oh, should I try the news?" I go, "Oh, absolutely." And luckily we had that shot.
That looks very real.
It does. Doesn't it?
I've done for you. This is how you repay me. Well, I will crush you.
Once again, Mr. Burgundy, you are the ballsiest white man I've ever known.
I'll point out a little story hole. We actually cut her line earlier where she said, "You're the ballsiest white man I know." So it's not once again. It's called the blooper, folks. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Is Dad going to come?
Oh, sweetheart, Daddy has to work.
He's going to come. I know.
I'm spacing for some reason. Who does Hold Your Head Up? Who is this?
It's is that Argent?
Argent, yes.
Wow.
Argent.
What was their other big song?
Was it Argent?
God,
Did they
I've never
have
heard of
another?
Argent.
I think that's it.
Let's do it tonight.
But wasn't
Was it Let's Do It Tonight?
I believe that the guy from Argent was also in the Zombies.
Wow. God, Rudd
goes deep.
Impressive
Yeah, Rudd
breadth
knows
of pop
I
knowledge.
could be
That's
wrong on
all
that, but
he does, though. That's all Paul does.
That's true.
Whereas you're out there
studying,
putting sandbags over rising rivers and
I like to
soup
see
kitchen.
It's
Steve,
Paul and his vinyl.
That's right.
Ugh.
I want to know the name of the bass player from Kaja Gugu.
who was the blonde lady in Who's the Boss with Tony Danza?
Judith Light.
Judith Light.
Oh,
Yeah.
Keckner got
I should have
in.
buzzed in. I'm sorry. That
No,
was
no,
too
that's fine.
We had a lengthy discussion about what weapons Jack Lime's team should have, and I think a good decision is just straight up axes.
Be over fast.
Uh-oh.
Crowbar.
This reminds me a little bit of like
Sledgehammer
the end of The
and-
Wanderers when the Ducky Boys show
I love
up.
that movie.
Spear. Or tried it, I mean.
That's an all-time favorite.
Oh, yeah. Love it, too.
There was a list of possible cameos to make this epic, and it is weird how many people showed up.
Yeah, from the initial dream list.
I thought it would just keep dropping and dropping in fame level, and it would be mainly people from the TV show Burn Notice. But people said yes.
We had two crazy moments. One was that for a tenth of a second, there was some word that Oprah Winfrey might do it, which I'm sure she never heard about it. But like some agent somewhere said like, oh, she might be interested in this. So for a second, we thought that could happen. And the other one was for real. Mike Farah, who runs Funny or Die, was working with the Obama administration on something. And there was a second of a discussion where maybe the president would do it on green screen if we go to the White House to shoot it.
Wow.
Which, of course, quickly evaporated. But those were two actual discussions that were had.
Jill Jansen and Wendy Van Peel from Entertainment News.
Entertainment news is an abomination.
Who are you wearing today? Oh, look, it's your own blood.
I don't know who's funnier than Amy and Tina.
I agree. And Kim Kardashian on the set for this entire shoot.
That's right.
I like to punt cowboys. You eat pussy, you're gonna.
Hey! There's not going to be any fight without Scott Riles and the incredibly polite Canadian news team.
What about the French-speaking Quebec news?
She was really thrown into the belly of the beast with all these people and
Melee.
Jim. This wasn't like the movie where she got hurt by the whale at all.
She's actually a huge comedy fan, though. Big fan of Jim's, big fan of AughnkerMeng, and was super giddy and kind of fanned out to be there, which was very cool.
Jeff Bullington, ESPN All Sports. Tonight's player today is me.
We had to do a lower third in the theaters because no one knew
Didn't
who
know
that
who he
actor
was?
was. Yeah.
He's more of a character actor. He's not really a leading guy. Same with this guy.
Yeah.
No one knew who he was.
Yeah.
So we had to put Liam Neeson underneath it.
Though that is his son next to him.
That is.
Why did Liam Neeson say yes?
I don't know.
I think, but wasn't the caveat if my son can be in the scene too?
No, you know, the way he said it when I talked to him was he was just a great guy,
Yeah.
and he knew about AughnkerMeng. I think he's kind of a fan. And then he just politely said, like, you know, do you mind if my son's an extra? I go, I don't. Your son can have a line. Like, we'll
Yeah.
put him in the movie. And so for him, he had a blast doing it. He got to hang out with his son. But yeah, I don't know why Liam Neeson, the coolest man on planet Earth, would ever say yes to doing this. Same with this guy, though, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford hadn't seen the first one.
And
then
none of his kids had seen the first one.
And then he didn't watch it before showing up to shoot. And then I asked him, will you watch it afterwards? And he said no.
Is that true?
Yeah, he
Fair enough.
he's that cool.
Yeah, I don't think I will, Judd.
By virtue of being on this battlefield,
And Kanye did some rapping for us on set. What did he do? He did New Slaves for us in the tent.
One of the great moments I've ever seen was our editor, Brent White, sitting to my right, Kate Hardman, our script supervisor, and I think, Judd, you were there, right?
Yep.
And we talk about New Slaves, and Kanye just goes, I think Brent says, well, what is it? And he goes, let me do it for you. And 2 feet away from Brent, raps the entire song right to his face. Steve, you know the
In
Trident.
which, at the conclusion, you said that should be your video. for the
Oh,
song.
and it really should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, you know the Trident gets applause just when they see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
shows up.
Yeah.
The juiciest.
That, of course, on the roof, the lovely
Kirsten
and
Dunst.
lovely and talented Kirsten Dunst, who volunteered to come down and stand on top of a 10-story building.
Fair, he's got to come from the future.
where did you get it from?
I'm not going to tell you.
No.
I'm not going to tell you because I don't know.
Plus, I don't know what you just said.
Somehow he knows it's a gun from the future,
Yeah.
though.
Knows how to operate it.
Did this come out how you envisioned it would come out?
It actually did.
Pretty close,
Yeah, we were surprised how much of this we got, given the fact that we didn't have the biggest budget in the world. But yeah, you said it, Judd. The amount of cameos we got, the stunts we were able to do, and the fact that we're shooting it in this little park. Pretty crazy. I mean, there's Liam Neeson and Will clashing swords and a Minotaur with Brick with a future gun. So right there, I'm happy. We could have just stopped immediately there.
Guess you didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Jim thought of that joke, and then he asked to get an eyeball.
Right.
And then Jimmy bought a pig's head, and on set cut the eyeball out of it.
Yes. Jimmy Mazzola, greatest prop master ever.
He had to do something similar on Annie Hall.
He didn't have that in the truck.
He didn't have that in the truck.
It had to go.
And he said, "Damn it, I usually have a couple of pig's heads on the truck."
Guy in the Minotaur suit, by the way, a pleasure.
Yeah.
A lot of times those guys in the suits really cranky because it's hot and uncomfortable.
Horrible. Yeah, right.
But his voice did not sound like a Minotaur at all. He
No.
had a very high voice. Like, hey, are we going to do another take of this? All right, I'll sit down.
The Sex Panther.
Oh, that beat turned out.
Who knew that it was a weapon? Brian did.
I did. Yeah.
Even though it's your favorite scent.
It is, but it's got many uses.
I kept making the Final Mix guys turn that sound up on that explosion from the future gun. It's really loud now in the theater. It jars the whole movie.
Brick killed Kanye West.
He did.
He overreacted.
Oh, Ron's soul was very close to getting sucked out of him.
I can't remember, where did the idea that not only is it the ghost of Stonewall Jackson, but he's a consumer of souls come from?
I can't remember.
What in the name of Dan Issel?
Dan Issel getting name checked. Legendary sharpshooting forward from the Kentucky Colonels and the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
One of his grandkids is going to come to him and go, "Your grandpa, your dad, your name was said." This is my favorite beat in the movie.
You had mind powers.
And make it the greatest day of your life.
Almighty.
Gary having the mind powers and levitating. And
Calls in an airstrike.
Calls in a literal airstrike. Those are 50 cal bullets, right? Maybe are they bigger than 50 caliber?
I don't know.
52 caliber bullets.
Really?
Yep.
Hits my
Just
ear
a
wrong.
little bit bigger.
Whole different factory, whole different price point.
Yeah, they're not interchangeable. You can't use a 50 caliber.
The gun will blow
52.
up.
Yeah. Overheat. It happens all the time in Battlefield.
And of course, the always funny.
That's the music cue right there.
Always talented. Vincent Lewis Vaughn.
At a farm, and then 4 guys on bikes showed up.
Hey, what the hell are you guys doing here? This is a national news fight.
You made one mistake today. You messed with somebody from San Diego.
It's actually pronounced San Diego.
The city's still in love with you.
On everything. But we share the bond of being from the greatest city in the history of this earth.
Mantooth got the word that something was going down.
Yeah.
He timed it right.
Yeah.
It's a secret society of anchormen.
Yeah.
They have their own lines of communication. I almost am going to drive to San Diego to watch this in a theater when he says that line. Do we all do it?
We probably should.
We really should.
Just to see.
Now here's the thing. Why I've been talking.
That's when you can tell the hardcore fans of this movie when they pull up with the 9s on their jackets. Some people remember that he was Channel 9.
Do those people have girlfriends?
Nope. Yeah, we've checked that. Not one of them.
With the things I've done in my life, oh, I know I'm gonna burn in hell. So I sure as shit ain't afraid to burn here on Earth.
Oh my goodness. That's the most badass thing I've ever heard.
All right. Looks like this fight's over. Let's go, boys. Yay! We won! Let's celebrate! Sparklers! No, Brick!
It's a major explosion.
Just outside of Rockefeller Center.
Yeah.
How many people died in that explosion?
And there's got to be, you got to be talking about 15, 16 people. Somehow not these guys, even though it was right at Brick's feet. Maybe they were in the center of the explosion, which they say is the one safe place to be.
Is it?
Yeah. There's a vacuum in the middle of an explosion.
That's like why those guys that get in the boxes at, like marathons and demolition derbies, and they survive those. Yeah.
They sit in the middle. I'm gonna use that one day.
You are?
Yeah.
It's going to save your life. This commentary is going to save your life. Judd, please, for publicity for this movie, blow yourself up.
Along with Veronica, could have any job they wanted.
Come on, folks. Slow motion, dad with his son on his shoulders.
2 fists up
Not
by
a
the
dry
kid.
eye in the house.
And our one sunny day at the beach.
This was it.
The next few days got really bad.
Yeah.
Nasty. Yeah. That was a beautiful island, though. What was that island called? Yeah. It was called Hell Island, I think it's called.
Irony Island.
But it's a family name.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the word.
Hellele.
Yeah.
My pee-pee got all uncomfortable in my pants, and I thought, here comes the warm milkshake out of the tip of my belly stick.
We, of course, have about 14 of these vows these guys did.
Wait! Look!
Walter, honey, shh.
Look in the water! It's Toby!
Oh my God, it's Dobie! Dobie!
Ron, what are you doing? He's not your friend.
This might be my favorite music cue coming up in the movie.
Now, that water that Will just jumped in was littered with jellyfish the size of your head.
Yeah. This
And
is
Will
my
just
favorite
jumps right in.
shot we've ever done right here. That's it.
We were in a water rescue tank somewhere outside of Atlanta, where they train
National Guard.
And you know,
everyone, paramedic, police,
police.
Oh, that Coast
And
Guard.
that's where we filmed that kissing of the shark.
David Householder produced his ass off on this. He's our line producer and executive producer on the movie, and some crafty work. He would just constantly come to me with statements like that. We got a rescue pool. We got an animatronic shark.
I banished thee, Dobie.
We had to have Baxter have his moment.
Of course.
Baxter! Oh, yes! I know! I love you too!
And then winning it out, play some Steve Miller Band. Will, thank you for getting Steve Miller to give us this song, by the way.
And you just ran into him in Frankfurt.
I ran into him. I said, "Oh, you're about to get a phone call. We might as well deal with it right here and right now. Can we use a big old jet airliner?"
The Rebel right there.
Oh, I hadn't seen the graphics.
Yeah, these are new. Picture Mill, the always fantastic Picture Mill.
There's Shawnee Lassanami.
Lassanami.
I like Lapita.
Axel, Magnus, Matthias.
Courtney Patterson, housewife. Are we supposed to do commentary through this?
Yeah.
Is anyone enjoying this at this point?
There's Paula
If
Pell.
you've gone this far and you're listening to us talking over the credits,
God bless you. Yeah.
God bless you. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you can come to Los Angeles and stay at Will's house.
Yep.
Just show up at the airport, call the police, say,
And they'll be able to find me.
and you could stay at Will's
And
house.
I'll come and get you.
Let's give out his number.
All right.
There's the cowboy hat.
Oh. Do you have the original cowboy hat from the first movie, Dave?
No.
Oh. That would be nice to have. I wonder who has that.
Probably Paramount. They keep all that stuff in case there's reshoots. I don't have any.
You should track that down.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That is good. Yeah.
Do you have anything? What do you have from the first one?
I have the ring. I have the.
Ooh.
That's
That's all I
the
have.
one thing.
Yeah.
The ring.
I have the Sex Panther.
Oh,
I have the
nice.
box with the Sex Panther in it. Goodman gave it to me.
That's great.
And I know Farrell has the suit.
Oh, I have the suit. That's
Yeah.
I'm blanking on that. Yep. Goodman gave that to me.
Judd has a macaroni salad from our 4th day of shooting.
On dry ice.
You should get that hat, Dave. That's a good one.
That's a good idea.
And I just realized if I'm a just and kind person, I should give you that Sex Panther at some point, Paul.
Well,
I'm going to agonize over it, though. It's a good one.
That would be very nice. I'm just glad it's on the DVD. Just you saying that.
I'm a creep if I don't do it. I got to get something else good.
Larry Kemp was such a jerk.
Yeah. I mean, it's
you
good
mean
to-
the dialogue
Yeah.
ADR editor? Yeah, Larry Kemp. Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
Just waiting for that name to come up.
Peter
Got a personal
Rotter.
grudge with him too.
Who's got Ron Burgundy's boner from the first movie?
That's a great question.
That's out there. Is that maybe
was it?
archived in the?
That's got to be Scott
McGinnis. Scott McGinnis probably has some of this stuff.
Yeah.
The boner's a good one.
Would that be called an appliance?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be an appliance, right? What about your original Trident? That's
have
the
no
one you
idea.
should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Original Trident, Sex Panther, cowboy hat. Fuck, I'm going to have to give you the Sex Panther. I have to. Some things have to be right in the world, and I just...
Well.
All right. Well, I'll wait till the right time. I'll wait till I want you to do a movie for no money.
That'll be.
Do you have anything
The
good,
only
Judd?
thing that I'd.
I have.
want.
Well, then I'll have to give it to Steve. I have Brick Tamlin's nameplate from his desk.
Oh, you got to give that to
that's
Steve.
I'm going to give it to him just so you have to give.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to follow through.
Then you're the jerk who doesn't give him the
That's
Panther.
so much good karma that it would. Yeah.
It's in a beautiful display case, too. No joke.
There's the Trident right there.
I'll tell you what, Adam. If you give me that, I'm going to give you this sound equipment that I've traveled across the country. with.
Pretty sweet deal.
I'm not interested in that at all. I just saw a field mouse crawl out of one of your speakers. I mean, that is not quality equipment.
Well, look, you're never going to get rid of all the mice. You just like
You've always said that about electronics.
it's like rat hair and
No
hot
one's
dogs.
ever said that about
There's
sound equipment.
there's always going to be some form of rodent life.
That's like a shoddy carpenter who is like, look,
you have to.
the door's not going to fit perfectly.
You look.
okay?
I mean, you've got to
It's
account
hard
for that.
framing a door. It's not always going to have
It's
a
not-
tight, snug fit. Okay,
It won't affect the
Be a little-
sound.
you're going to see daylight. You're going to see daylight.
They all
That's 6 inches.
It'll still keep you dry.
It doesn't though.
Well, depending on where you stand, it'll keep you dry.
So do we do a third
All right.
one of these?
Third commentary?
Third commentary. Not a third movie. No way we do
Yeah.
a third,
Third
movie.
commentary?
No. Should we do a third movie? I say we don't even discuss it or think about it yet, right?
I'll do it.
I think so.
All right.
Should we tell them we already shot it?
We already shot it.
I do have a premise, which I'll say here for anyone who's gone this far. Anchorman 3 Going Bananas. I don't know if that's a premise or a title, but
Well, it's a great title.
just a lot of interactive.
It reminds
A
me
lot
a
of
little bit of the Donnie Marie going coconuts.
Oh, it's totally stolen
Is
from
it
that
that
one.
one? You got it?
Oh, look, little treat.
Oh,
Have you guys seen this?
no.
Oh, this is great.
Hey, fellas, I just saw Jack Lyne.
Found a cookie.
Goddamn Iceman. Scared the crap.
Fantastic.
All right.
All right. Going bananas.